What's up guys, my name's Pepe, welcome back to another FIFA 22 video. This is going to be a ratings prediction for the Arsenal team. Obviously I am wrapping the Arsenal kit, so they may be slightly biased, but I have tried to take my bias out and be as objective as I possibly can in this video. So we're going to go through from back to front with the ratings. Some of them are going to be what I hope they will be and also what I predict EA will do. Any that I have missed out are probably because I essentially feel that they should stay the same as what they were this year, but we're going to go through it, and we're starting off with Leno, of course, so let's get straight into it. So as you can see on the screen, guys, Leno, I've decided to go with a -2. There was a couple of games this season where I felt he had a absolute shocker, specifically the Everton game, the Wolves game, just not on it. Obviously, sometimes he is a fantastic keeper. Shot stopping wise, he's absolutely fantastic. I think his distribution's a little bit poor, and I just think he's had too many bad games. I personally was not happy when we sold Martinez. I thought he was the better keeper. That seems to have been proven now. And yeah, so I personally think Leno should go down 2. I think EA will definitely take him down, maybe 1, maybe 2. I think 3 would be harsh, but personally, that's what I've gone with. I think he should go down 2 ratings. Okay, at right back we have another abysmal one. Obviously this season wasn't fantastic for Arsenal. Bellerin, personally I think he's been abysmal. Everyone was hoping that when he would come back, you know, they'd forgotten that he was poor defensively. They were all like, we need Bellerin back, we need Bellerin back. He came back and he was awful. So personally, Hector, you know, I used to love you, and I personally feel that you need to stop focusing on Instagram and your clothes and maybe a little bit more on football. And then maybe you could get back to your best. We might sell him this summer, I don't know. Personally, I think we need a new right back. Don't think Bellerin's it, and I would be taking him down at least 4 ratings, if not 5. I would be surprised if EA don't take him down at least 2, maybe 3. So personally, yeah, I think Bellerin is not at it, and that's not the one, so I would take him down 4 ratings. So the next one is Rob Holding, slightly more positive. People may not see this in such a positive light because they won't have watched enough of Holding, but as an Arsenal fan, I can tell you for free, defensively, Holding is probably our best defender. I think he should go up 2. I think he needs some more respect put on his name. I think he's actually a very good defender. Before he got injured against Manchester United, he was one of our best defenders, one of the best at being composed on the ball, and just defensively, he's the most solid. I personally think Rob Holding should go up 2, and that's just my opinion on that. The next one is Gabriel. I've just included this because obviously I think he should stay the same, but essentially he is going to be a key player, I imagine. Obviously we've just loaned out Saliba, so Gabriel should stay the same. I don't think we've seen enough of him. I've seen some good games, I've seen some bad games. I wouldn't personally move his rating anywhere either way. The next one, of course, is Tierney, 78 rated at the start. I personally think he was Arsenal's player of the season. He was second in the actual voting, but yeah, I think he should go up 4. I think they underestimated how much and how good he was going to be coming across from the Scottish League. He's shown that fight. He's been one of the best players going. He's had a few off games here and there, but generally been one of the best players for Arsenal this season. I don't think +4 is too much to ask for as well, given the ratings of some of the other left backs in the Premier League. Reguilon was 82 last season, so I think Tierney should go up +4. 82 seems like a fair rating. Also, if you're noticing that the stats haven't changed, that's just because I did not have the time to change all of the stats and predict what the stats might be on them. But as an overall rating, I think he should go up 4. Into the midfielders, Thomas Partey, he's struggled a lot with injury. I think, you know, EA look harshly on that. They don't tend to take that into account. And he's had some poor games for Arsenal. He's had a couple of good ones. His shooting, however, in my opinion, has been absolutely abysmal. Every time I've seen him shoot, it has cleared the stadium effectively. I think, I mean, I'm inclined to maybe leave him the same, but I think EA will take him down 1 rating. So an 83 next season is probably what he'll be at, but I could see them leave him the same, but it's EA, so probably down 1, especially with the hate that they have for Arsenal, it seems. The next one is El Nene, and I think this is one that people may disagree on, but personally, for me, I think El Nene is super underrated as a player. He is a fantastic squad player. He's a great player to be able to bring on. He's a great player to start in some rougher games. He is a really, really well-rounded player. His energy from the first minute to the 90th is unbelievable. He scored some absolute bangers. I just think they need to put some respect on El Nene's name, put him up 3. I think he's a baller. He's way better than EA seem to rate him at, and I genuinely think El Nene is a very, very good player, very good squad player, and I think he should go up 3. The next one, there's going to be a couple positives here in midfield. Willock, mainly because he was so low rated to start with at 71. I think he should be a gold this game. I should think he would hit 75. Whether or not he'll be a gold rare, I don't know. Obviously, the 7 in 7 for Newcastle, the way he played on loan, he was decent before he went on loan. Couple of mistakes here and there, but still played quite well. I think +4 isn't too much to ask for a young player of his ability, and from what he showed at Newcastle, definitely +4 I think is fair. The next one is Emile Smith-Rowe, who I think, again, was one of Arsenal's player of the seasons, one of the coming through players that was fantastic for us. I genuinely think +7 is fair. I think that sounds like a lot, but he was so low rated before because they didn't know what he was capable of, because they hadn't seen enough of him playing. So a 76 I think is fair for Smith-Rowe. Obviously they're not going to put him through the roof phenomenally, which they do with young players. They don't take them too high usually. 76 I think is fair, and I think he's earned that +7. I think he's been one of Arsenal's best players this season. Next one is Saka. Now, the +5 here is not necessarily to say he was worse than Smith-Rowe this season. I don't think that's true. Just that he was so much higher rated than Smith-Rowe to start with at the start of the game. I think an 80 is fair. I could see them give him an 81 maybe. Sometimes they don't like to push the boat out too much with young players that are promising. So they don't tend to put them up massively at the start. But a +5 for Saka I think is fair, especially with the Euros that he's had as well, except for the penalty. You know, +5's fair. I think he's brilliant, you know, and I think +5 is completely fair, maybe even a +6. Willian, what do I have to say about Willian? Even in that Hibernian game, he just looked overweight, which for a professional footballer is just not acceptable to be, you know, booting around in that sort of condition. -4 minimum for me. He's been an absolute parasite since he's joined Arsenal. It seems like he's turned up for a paycheck. Doesn't even look like he can play football, doesn't look like he's interested in playing football, and at times I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans have felt, you know, like, throw me on at right wing because I'll genuinely give you more. It's like he's been trying to be as bad as he is. So -4 for William at the very least, and I think EA will do something along those lines. They may take him down to 79, 78, could even see him go all the way down to 76. He was shocking last season. Next one is Pepe, and he was an 83 the year before, went down to an 82. And I personally think that if he didn't have the flack around how much we paid for him, he actually had a reasonably good season last year. He was voted Arsenal's player of the season. Towards the end, he was on fantastic form, and just throughout the season, his stats were reasonably good. The goals and assists that he got and his general play was decent. I would like to see him be a bit stronger, but I think a +2 is reasonable to put him up to. Maybe just a +1 EA might go for, but I do think he warrants at least getting an upgrade of some sort with the way he played last season. Next one is Lacazette, again, another key one. I think he should stay the same. He had some really off games, and then away from home he was phenomenal and bagged a lot of goals. So I don't know, EA may take him down one. I don't know why. They just seem to do that sometimes with players who have had like a mediocre season. They'll bring them down a rating even though they don't need to. But I personally think, you know, with him being a key player for Arsenal, he shouldn't go up, shouldn't go down. Just a general half-decent season for him, so I wouldn't move him anywhere. Aubameyang, this one's a tough one. I've gone with a -1 because I think EA will do that. They tend to be very, very critical for age with players, and obviously he's getting on a little bit now. I think we'll see a pace downgrade. I think we'll see a -1 for him. He had an okay season in terms of Aubameyang standards, but for a regular player, he had a good season. So, you know, he wasn't there all the time, but when he was there, he did have some phenomenal performances. I think he got himself like 3 Team of the Weeks in terms of FIFA as well, so bringing him down seems almost mental on that basis. I personally would keep him at an 87. I just think that EA might bring him down to an 86. I personally didn't agree with him going down to an 87 from the previous year where he bagged nearly 30 goals and they brought him down. So I don't know what they're doing, but I think they'll go with a -1. I would hope that he stays the same. So that's what I've gone with. Those are all the important players as far as I consider it. Xhaka I haven't really touched on. I think maybe he would go up +2, but I don't think he'll be at our club. I think he will be at Roma or somewhere else. And yeah, a shame that he put in the performance of his life for Switzerland, but can't seem to ever do that in an Arsenal shirt. If you have any criticism, any feedback, what you think the ratings might be, let me know in the comments section. If you want to subscribe to me, make sure to turn on that notifications bit so you get notified every time I post a video. My name's Soapsy, and I'll see you guys later.